No, believe me, there's so much to discuss. So much to talk about. But first, it's that time again for the best damn opening, woo, in Facebook Live history. And I'm coming for you suckers on YouTube too. Oh, it's true. What? R8RBEAR! That's just in case the rest of you didn't hear me. Let's go! I'm deciding tonight what sticker I'm gonna put onto the new blackness. I love this thermos, it's so dope. Woo! Often imitated, never duplicated, that fool with no hair, that shouts like Ric Flair. Woo! The R8RBEAR! Good. R8RBEAR! Oh, it was a good weekend, okay? You need to shrug off that Monday and get with your boy, because I'm putting butts in him tonight. Oh, I'm bringing back a segment specific to put butts in him. But first, I've been rude. Let me welcome aboard everyone that's here that, roots for any opposing teams. Just know, rest assured, you're welcome aboard. And wait, and I don't want to hear any mess about it. It's not dirty, that's just dust. No, that's enough of that. Alexa, hush. I want to thank Travis Kelly for the awesome bear den. That is dope, brother. I don't know where you got it from, but I freaking love it. I literally love it. I got to figure out a way I can maneuver and shaflangle, change things here in the room so that I can find a spot for it so I can have it on camera all the time. Also, this show, and I would like to just say we're giving out a shout out and a prayer to our friend Kevin LaRoche and his friend Debbie Kirschmeyer. Her son Joshua has to get surgery for a hernia. He already has influenza. He is really going through a lot. She's really going through a lot. And we just want to say God bless you, Debbie. God bless you, Joshua, and the entire Kirschmeyer family. And we hope that you are able to pull through all of this, because that's a lot on a young one. So God bless moving forward. And moving forward for us. Tradish! R8RBEAR Live! First comment, woo! MVP tonight goes to that sassy son of a gun, Jim Vanderlyn! Your heavyweight champion of the world, telling everyone whose lawn they can get off of, or he's gonna turn the sprinklers on again. And that goes to you, especially Mark Vargas and John Leon and the rest of you usurpers that think you're gonna mess with the heavyweight title. What? Except on weekends. He'll let you rent it out on weekends. You guys let me know if he really does that, because if he does, I'm taking the belt. Second place, the middleweight champion of the world, Mr. Moji himself, Mark Vargas. What's up, man? Welcome to the show. Oh, where's there for R8RBEAR? He literally is. These two guys are with me every night, so I really appreciate you. Third place, my bronze medal, John the Lion Leon. Always catching L's, but never taking losses. That's my guy right there. All right, that was my YouTube presence, and on to Facebook. Quick quickly becoming a presence on Facebook in the middle round. That handsome son of a gun, Lucky Pace. Lucky, look at you. Starting to establish yourself around here. We're going to start taking you seriously. Right when Josh Russell was starting to make his comeback run. I mean, damn. Dustin King, you need to watch your back, okay? The man looks hungry. That's all I'm saying, is the man looks hungry. Speaking of which, the world heavyweight champion, Facebook, and defending, Dustin King. Because, Dustin, we're going to have to talk about that heavyweight title if you keep messing around and let Lucky Pace win too many more golds. I like the guy. Met him in person. Might end up letting him have a shot here. It's early, Dustin King. Your reign is so early. Third place by bronze medal. And you guys know I love it when a Raiderette slides into the sausage fest that is my medal round, because there's way too many dudes. Well, Anna Diaz, woo, Rincon. Oh, it's there. We're at that level, okay? Me and Anna, you don't understand, okay? It's there, okay? Love you, girl. My first supporter ever. That's right, the first one ever. Ever. Way back 10 years ago. And, you know, it's crazy. And she's been with me forever and ever. So you guys just forget it. She's number one. Get over it. All right, so first and foremost, Denver, the Broncos. wait, listen, wait, let me add the punchline. Predicted to come in last in 2024. I can't. And you guys, you know how I laugh. This is not fake. I am so excited about the fact that the Denver Broncos are just garbage. They are garbage. Putting foots in them. And that's not even all the foots I'm putting into people tonight. I had to bring back my putting foots in them segment where I would just say, shut up. You need to shut up. Whoever that is, they need to shut up, because they just know I'm putting foots in them. Asylum 77, what's up, brother? Welcome to the show. Always there for Raider Bear. Love those guys. Let me see. Tony Carpenter Evans, honorable mention. You were right behind Anna Diaz Rincon. Let's see. Glenn Medina, what's up? Welcome to the show. Never anything to talk about. No, Glenn Medina, there's absolutely stuff to talk about, and we are going to talk about it. For example, what do we do with the depth list at defensive tackle? I mean, because when you really think about it, the job is pretty much sewn up for, obviously, Max Crosby. Then you have Malcolm Kuntz, and then Tyree Wilson. So that's kind of, you know, they're locked in. Now, obviously, Max Crosby, because he's, you know, the best in the league. Number one, the best. And the rest of you guys, you have some stats. So what? We know who the best is, okay? Number two, Malcolm Kuntz, because, you know, he's young. He had the best season of his life last year. We're paying him peanuts. He's going to want an extension, but we can actually make him wait until we see that he really is what he is before we give him his extension. For example, like we did with Max Crosby early on in his career. We meet him like halfway during the season. We see everything's cool. He's staying healthy. He's got 6 sacks. He's on his way to another great year. Okay, boom, here's your new contract. That's probably what they're going to do with Kuntz, and he doesn't deserve better than that. So don't anybody get your pants in a twist and I was trying to find a way to say get upset. I got caught on it. But don't anywhere get upset about that. It's not a big deal. It's just there's depth here. Malcolm Kuntz has only had 1 season, so he's got to prove himself. Because on the bubble are guys like Ellerson Smith, TJ Franklin, and Ron Stone. And Ron Stone has been interesting, in my opinion. Strong guy, you know, real, like one of those guys that feels like he gives off Rocky vibes. You know what I mean? That he wants it that bad. So we'll have to see. And then in the interior, you have Christian Wilkins, who we just brought in from the Dolphins. John Jenkins, who's also a former Dolphin, but he was already with us. He's an incredible stopper in the center. And Adam Butler, who's been becoming like a mad dog. And so between Max, Kuntz, and Tyree Wilson, and then Christian Wilkins, John Jenkins, and Adam Butler, you're locked in. You're locked in. After that, you're talking about Noah Shannon, Tamari Fox, who else? Matthew Butler, he's really on the bubble. Nesta Jade Silvera, really on the bubble. Byron Young's not working out. I don't know why. Marquand McCall, and that's the list. So with those guys that are on the bubble, I'd say best chances Matthew Butler or Nesta Jade Silvera. The rest of the guys, they have no shot. Not really. I don't think they have any other real shot. Okay, so also the Raider fans were rated where they rate Raider fans do as best fans in the league. We'll talk about that in a minute. Another free agent, UDFA, that we brought in, Dalton Wagner. I'm going to tell you a little bit about that guy. Really pretty interesting stuff going on with him. By the way, does anyone know the name Cameron Sutton? I think he plays for the Steelers. I guess he got into some kind of domestic abuse thing. Oh, Steeler Val, you're here? Oh, sorry, I didn't realize. So our little bet Steeler Val just got a little bit more saucy because you're not even going to get your bum until mid-year. And that's if he doesn't get into more trouble, which personally I think he's going to. And that's one of your better players. Gone. No, don't start telling me you get to adjust the bet. There is no adjust the bet. Just don't stop typing. Oh my goodness. Oh, she getting Grampy Steak together. I appreciate the update, Tommy. I appreciate that. So what SI special to talk about, Bear? Well, that's the bubble. I mean, I'm really excited about the bubble we have at defensive tackle. We're going 6 deep of guys that can just bam. We can line up a starting front four that can get pressure on the quarterback, and we're not going to have to blitz. That's huge, guys. For example, the Niners' offense is based on blocking guys so well that they can do so many trickeration kind of things. That's why everyone likes Shanahan's offense, because it looks like it's the science of football, and it's ridiculous. You have a lot of moving parts. You sometimes spread wide, and then you play action inside, and if the defensive line isn't solid, he gets through, and he'll get 15 yards up the middle because you've moved him into a prevent. Or they pull the wide receivers in a little bit more, and then they structure it where they're going to run the ball on you, and then they fake play action and throw over the top. And that's their offense. It's not really that innovative. What's innovative is how they disguise it. Sometimes it looks like a 4 wide receiver set and they run. Sometimes it looks almost like an I formation and they throw. And it's effective because they have the personnel for that. He knows what his offense does, so he built his personnel around it. But I've said a million times, Shanahan's offense will not win. It will not win a Super Bowl. It will never win a Super Bowl because what he does is predictable. Because once you've seen it and you've got a lot of tape on the Niners offense now, he's not going to change anything. He'll change cadences so you can't tell what they're calling, but they're not going to call anything different. The Niners are going to run the same sets, and so they're never going to win. And I don't like breaking that to Niner fans, but it's just, no, actually, I do like doing that. I said it when the guy was hired. He's a bum. It doesn't matter how brilliant he interviews and, oh, his dad was a genius, blah, blah, blah. So what? God, man, this stuff about Shanahan, it drives me crazy. Yes, he can talk football, but no, he will never win. TD, what's up? T-Dip, what's up, man? Welcome to the show. Said, hey, Bear. Hi, Vicky Ginn. Mwah. Welcome to the show. Let me see. Also, did anyone hear about what's going on with Joe Burrow again? I just want to be brief because I'm putting foots in Joe Burrow. Okay, I'm sick of hearing about that kid and his blonde curly hair. Get him out of here. Okay, because part of ability is availability, pretty boy. Okay, so stop running your fingers through your hair. Stop wearing those stupid 70s hippie spectacles up to the, podium to talk to people, looking like an arrogant, pompous jerk. And who wears turtlenecks anymore? There's There's nothing new. I promise that this is just water I'm drinking. I swear. I'm winking behind my glasses. Can you tell? There's just enough, tint that you can't see it. I have so much other Raider stuff to talk about. I swear you, we're going to get right to it. So, the undrafted free agent, Dalton Wagner. Why is that a big deal? Dalton Wagner in 2023 was considered one of those offensive line projects that all the scouts felt like was going to be incredible if he landed with the right team that has the right type of... See, like, for example, you can have a great offensive line, but the way it blocks, what blocking philosophy they use. Sometimes offensive lines like to use where they go into a spread motion where as soon as they come out of their stance, they all spread apart just a little bit and they use their arms to feel the distance. Other offensive lines, they shell and they stay close and they just pull back into the quarterback and just try to create a bubble that can't be, penetrated, etc., etc. Some like their offensive line to always move right or move left, and they do a little bit of motion all the time and kind of counter to it or go up the middle. Whatever the case may be, this guy fell through the cracks because he was an injured. He went on the injury list in 2023, and once he got on it, he was an injury cut. So everybody just kind of forgot about the guy. But with the Arkansas Razorbacks in 2022, when he was still in school, he anchored their offensive line and was one of the nastiest right tackles in football. At 6'8", 320 chicken nuggets. Did you guys hear what I just said? He's 320 pounds. Woo! At 6'8", this guy is Godzilla. Okay, and he was rated, to really be a real high prospect. Now, originally he was going to go somewhere in the 4th, 5th round. He ended up going in the 7th round because they said he was somewhat of an injury risk, and then he had an injury last year in 2023. I didn't get a lot of details on the injury, but all I know is the guy is 100% now. He's 6'8", 320 pounds, and he's with us. And from what I'm hearing already, first impressions, people are going, holy, about that guy. You know what I mean? So we have yet another guy to I think we're up to 6 guys now that we can present at right tackle that are all viable threats to become the next starter. And the word in camp, though, is that Thayer Mumford is still the number 1 guy right now at right tackle. And guys, as far as the running back position, I can tell you right now, even though we do have that $34 million war chest, which is, I think, 4th or 5th highest cap space of any team in the league, I don't think they're going to use it for a running back. I think they're going to use it, but I don't think it's going to be for a running back. I don't think that's going to happen. And the reason I say that is, in part, I bring it up is to just say, I don't really think we need to. I like the running back situation. The only thing that has to click is Aiden O'Connell. He has to get past his growing curve that he had from last year. He has to walk onto the field this year with an aggressive stance of, this is my team. Know the offense. Call out the adjustments on the line, which we know he can do. He demonstrated it in his rookie season, so he'll do it again. But then does he call the protections out correctly? Does he see how they're lining up on defense and what they may be trying to mask? And then either throw into it and beat it, or, check down and maybe run the ball, or throw to the bubble on the right or the left, the valve receiver, et cetera, et cetera. If he brings that to his game and he's consistent, there's no reason why we can't go and give the Chiefs the real run that we want to. You know what I mean? Now, we're built to beat them. There's no difference from last year. The only difference is we're better at where we beat the Chiefs. We beat the Chiefs because they consistently could not block us. And now we've added Christian Wilkins, who, by the way, you're hearing a lot of reports from people that are making clickbait articles that are garbage, in my opinion. And I'm saying that. And you guys know I don't normally go at other reporters and other ads and stuff like that. But these guys that are talking about we overpaid for Christian Wilkins, I mean, I realize we all know that there's a certain amount of the press that are just haters about the Raiders. You know what I mean? It's just no two ways around it. And I think that's all this really is. I think this is all just hate toward Raider Nation, period, and nothing else. You know what I mean? I don't see how anybody can see what we're doing and still be like, oh yeah, blah blah blah. They'll be in second to last. Okay. Glenn Medina, this defense is going to be dangerous. We're going to do some nice things. And more importantly, if we just get a healthy game out of Jacorian Bennett. In other words, I don't care if he misses a game or two, because of a hamstring or because he twisted his arm or whatever. I don't care about it. No one usually gets through the whole year unscathed, okay? I hope he does, but, especially young guys, usually they don't. But if Jacorian Bennett just gives us a good season, I'm not asking him to be shut down. I just want to see good. You don't let anyone burn you, okay? If you give up touchdowns sometimes because a team's in the red zone and a guy out footworks you, that happens. You know what I mean? The offense always has an advantage. And when you're in the red zone, that advantage increases because you're working within split seconds. So if a guy goes and turns right, it doesn't matter how quickly you react. You're still reacting a split second slower than the wide receiver who's on the same page as the quarterback and is breaking to the right cone for a ball that he's going to throw a foot off the ground and I'm going to dive and catch. And there's just almost no way to defend that unless you're in perfect position and you see the play coming. So I don't need him to do that, although I think he can. But I just want him to be good, just good. You know what I mean? We know his rookie season, he got burned a little bit. He had some footwork problems, and he also had a lot of wide receiver route recognition issues. He would go like this and get into his back pedal, and the wide receiver would not fake him out. But then the moment the wide receiver would stop trying to juke and just picked a direction it would go, from watching video, Jacorian Bennett seems to go flat-footed for a second. It's almost like a tilt, in the old pinball machines. I know some of you don't know what I'm talking about, but there's a split second where he kind of goes, huh? Oh, okay. And then you can't do that in the NFL. Even slower wide receivers can exploit that. You know what I mean? That's what Hunter Renfrow, that's his whole career is based on that. Give a guy some shakes and then beat him with the shakes so bad that it opens up a small window and he makes catches. You know what I mean? He's got to shore that up in his learning curve. And if he does that with our guy on the other side starting, Antonio Pierce's hand-picked cornerback, I mean, we already know the defense is nice. It's only going to get nastier. You know what I mean? I'm excited because no matter how we win, I think the defense is going to be what really features why we win. I think Gardner Minshew and Aiden O'Connell are going to have that support from our roster where there's going to be games that we're going to win where we score 17 points. You know what I mean? I'm serious. I think there's going to be at least 2 or 3 games where we're not rocking their defense. We're just not, getting to them. But, maybe they fumble on their own 30 and then we throw one and get a touchdown and then get 2 field goals. It's that kind of game I'm seeing. And then maybe we just have a good drive in third and we just run the ball. And then Zamir White gets loose and touchdown. I feel like there's going to be games like that where we don't beat them impressively. It's still one of our Raider nail-biter type of wins. But I think there's going to be some proof to that early in the season. I think early on we're going to see that sort of football from our Raiders. They're going to, they're going to grind it out. They're going to be in most of those first 4 or 5 games. And there may be a game or two they win just where the defense flat out shuts down our opponent. Tommy, I appreciate that. It's all love, Steeler Val. Mwah, go Steelers. I said it too fast. Troy Gill, what's up, man? Welcome to the show. Kevin LaRoche, I did the shout out already. You're late, bro. I hope you were here in the beginning. You have to turn me on when the show's over. Start it from the beginning. Louis Haldwin, what's up, man? Welcome to the show. See, and I haven't even brought up subscribing. Hello! Appreciate the stars, though, sweetheart. Always looking out for Raider Bear Family. And consider a subscription to Raider Bear Family page. It's just $5 a month. You can cancel at any time. But if you look right down there, there's a green badge right next to the blue thumbs up. If you click on that, you're on your way to subscribe to Raider Bear Live. And we do a lot working with charities all over the world. So your $5 and stars donated to the show go directly to charities that we work with all over the world. Back to the show. Eric Jett, man, what's up? Welcome to the show. Okay, just remember what happens to Ramsey when he's suddenly that too. Honestly, Jalen Ramsey to me was always a little bit overblown. Always a little bit overblown. Paul Enriquez, what's up, man? Welcome to the show. Jesse Parker, always there for Raider Bear, my fashion designer. All is very good, sir. Greetings, Raider Bear. A good-sized medium rare steak, baked potatoes, some green beans, and Val's insistence, a cold bottle of brew. And your show's pretty good. Way to end the day. That wasn't too bad at all. Right on, brother. I always appreciate that. I appreciate it. I want to end your night well. What are we bringing into training camp from free agency? I just got done talking about Dalton Wagner, Jesse, 6'8", 320 pounds, good feet, pancake kind of guy. I made the note of saying that when coaches were describing him, the word mauler kept coming up. That he's the kind of guy that whether it's pass defense, whether it's pass blocking or run blocking, He acts like a pro wrestler. He just goes after guys. He doesn't have that wait in my stance kind of pass defense attitude. Even when he stands up and he goes back just a little bit, he then engages aggressively. And the little snippet of video that I watched of him before I came on, it's impressive. He is just really big. And he was leading the break for the Razorbacks, and he would come around the corner and just immediately find the other team's defensive end, nail him to the ground, then go after the linebacker, nail him to the ground. Any defensive back that would try to come up, blasted with one hand. It was incredible. The little bit of footage I saw was incredible. He just had a way about him. You know what I mean? Just real physical, you know what I mean? And at 6'8", 320 pounds, who's not going to be physical at that size? Kevin LaRoche! Appreciate the love on the stars, little brother. Let me see. With Max Crosby and the addition of Christian Wilkins, that's going to take a lot of the pressure off Malcolm Koonce. I think he's going to have a good year. Yeah, and a lot of people were asking me about Ngakoue, the defensive end we had a year or two ago, and if we should bring him back in. Okay, first, yeah. I mean, I'm not against – the guy can ball. And he averaged 8 or 9 sacks, I think it was, for like a 5-year period. I mean, that's impressive. I mean, you know what I mean? Going through different systems, different coaches, change teams. 8 sacks, 8 sacks, 9 sacks, 8 sacks, 8 sacks. I mean, that's impressive. If you can book a guy in at a few $1 million and you know he's going to give you 8 to 9 sacks, I mean, bravo. I mean, if Malcolm Koonce gives us 9 sacks, he's going to get his bonus contract for sure. I'm guessing. I'm sorry, Kevin. I've been hearing about that in the news, and that sucks, man. That really sucks. One more time for the young man, Kevin LaRoche. Appreciate the love, brother. The preseason's going to be good, Eric, mainly because I think that's going to be our first chance to really see how far Aiden O'Connell's come. Thus far, you're just getting the clickbait articles. People said, oh, look, they're going to battle him and Gardner Minshew. Then next week it was, oh, both guys are struggling to stand out amongst the other, which obviously happens when you're both learning a brand new offense at the same time. Then the following week it was, oh, both men are starting to look sharp in the offense. Clickbait. Come here, little fish. Don't read that stuff. It's garbage. Just come see your boy. Yeah, Eric, I think he's going to look good. I really do. I'm not concerned about Aiden O'Connell at all. He is a dunderhead, Tommy. He really is. Cameron Sutton, 8-game suspension for throwing his girlfriend out of a 3-story window. Jeez. CeeDee Lamb is holding out because of contract issues. Yeah. And heard CJ Stroud is balling out crazy now that he has someone to throw to. Wish we could have picked him up. CJ Stroud had a good little rookie season, but I never trust it until I see it in year 2. If I see CJ Stroud come out and do it again, then okay. Even if it's just year 2, you know what I mean? Because if you look at the statistics throughout the years, and I mean decades, okay, There are just tons of rookie quarterbacks who came out and just lit the world on fire. Dak Prescott has one of the greatest rookie starting seasons of any quarterback in history. What do you think of Dak? You know what I mean? And think about what I just said. He has one of the greatest starts for a quarterback in his rookie season ever. The stats don't lie. And yet, he's a bum. And we have always knew he's a bum. The guy's a bum. But, you know, that first year, though, boy, you get away with murder with a lot of these teams. Bear, did you have a show on Friday night? If so, hard. No, I don't. I did not make it Friday. I was just too busy. Stephen Lee, I don't do grumpy old man. Miss Anna and I accidentally hit the phone and lost your comment. Oh, okay. Tyree Wilson, Eric Jett, I'm concerned with. They're saying good things about him in camp, but that's just because the bar is so low for him. You know what I mean? He's always been hurt, and when he played, you know, so because he's hurt. You know what I mean? But now he's 100%, and we're still just sort of seeing a guy. You know, not a stud, not a guy who destroys guys in front of him, just, you know, a guy. And, you know, I'm going to confess, I'm not asking for any credit for this, but I'm just saying, I told everyone the guy had no bend and that he plays football like Frankenstein. Everything is come out of the stance and go, smash, no fire. All right, old guy reference again. The Hulk. Oh, Hulk smash. That's his only moves. He has no spins. He has no swims. He doesn't have a stutter step. He has nothing like that. He's just a huge, incredibly strong guy. So once you get into the dance with him, with an offensive lineman, he can pick the guy up and throw him. He really can. But you can't do that to everyone. There's just offensive linemen in the league that they're too big for that. You know what I mean? No matter how strong he is, he's not going to be able to throw some of these guys. Now, will he get some of them off base? You know what I mean? Take a move, jab, step right, and then just sort of grab them and try to keep their momentum going that way? Sure. You know, but I mean, it's going to be hard for him. You know, I'm on the record saying this. I love the potential, but a guy like that, we got him too high in the first round. He's got a ton of pressure on him to honor what he's being given. And so he's going to give it his best, but I'm not excited about it. Kenny! Pinky out. Blair! All the way across the ocean from the land of whiskey and crumpets. My mate, Kenny Blair! Appreciate the love, brother. All right, so moving forward. What was the other thing I wanted to tell you about that? Basically Dalton Wagner's going to end up being a steal. He's going to be a steal because he was a low-round pick that scouts had projected as a starter potentially for some teams, especially teams that are struggling. If they get him as an undrafted free agent, he's just going to climb the charts, and he's doing it in Las Vegas. There's already word out that Thayer Mumford's got to watch his back because this guy has the stuff. And Andrus Peat, the other guy that we brought in from the Saints at right tackle, that guy's got a ton of experience. So, I mean, if you add him, we really have 6 or 7 guys that have a ton of right tackle experience. Don't forget the kid Glaze that we brought in from Maryland, right tackle. You know what I mean? Tough kid. And he's only 21. You know what I mean? He's a baby, so we got a ton of time to groom him and get him ready. But we need it now. We need a right tackle now, so I want Thayer Mumford to start. Or this Moose, because he looks incredible. Sounds incredible. Steve Sweet, what's up, man? Welcome to the show. Rude Boy Raider 305 in the house. I see you, man. He gave me the Bears, so I'm going to put it up. Steeler Bowser, I'm sorry, Mr. Gill. If you want me to say his first name, me and Mommy and Grampy will pray for his soul. Good job. Carlos Megano, what's up, man? Welcome to the show. Steve Sweet! Now, more importantly, the reason why I have faith in AOC, and I want to be clear on this, the reason I have faith in AOC is because, one, he's getting a new offense that is just his. He has a coach now that's installed that has said on camera he's the starter until we see different. Because he did it for us last year. He took us on a little win, here, loss there. But 3 of those losses that we took, we were right in those games. I mean, just you flip one score and we win 3 more games. You know what I mean? And so he was right there. And then don't forget, we had a game where we put up an absolute donut. Now, that's not all on AOC, but it still happened. What are the odds of that? And then the following game, we scored more points than we ever have ever. So what we know, what do we know from that? How do you glean anything from a team giving you a donut for the first time in the team's history, by the way, or at least since we've been keeping stats like that? And then the very next weekend, they give you this blast and look like a juggernaut that can't be stopped and put up 60 plus points. What does that tell us? It tells us that the team has a tremendous amount of potential. Tremendous potential. Okay, now with that topsy-turvy offense that you never really knew what you were going to get one week to the next, sometimes consistent, sometimes not, sometimes running, sometimes passing, blah, 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 blah. Offensive line, one week looks unstoppable, the next week they look really bad. What does that tell you? A team emotionally in transition, not sure about what they're doing because they didn't have a stern leader at the wheel. It wasn't until we got rid of Josh McDaniels and then you saw the team starting to solidify and things happen and wins happen. And we're only going to get more of that. We're only going to get more of that. They just have to get it together. And then we're there. Preseason is not a joke, Glenn Medina. The only joke about it is the fact that they make the fans pay premium prices to watch the preseason. But it is not a joke. And the reason it is not a joke is because you do need to have guys just get out there and get their shoulders loose, get their pads and their helmets on, and light a couple guys up. And I know you, come on, man. I know you've heard players say that before because it's true. I mean, it's just true. Ask anyone that's ever played football at any level. They'll tell you that they like to, on the sidelines, run a few huddle snaps, get into a few bangs with the guys before they get out on the field and have to do it with other people. You know what I mean? Because you want to feel it. You want to, remember how you turn your body and keep from getting injured and so on and use leverage. And you want that muscle memory to kick in and then go in and kick their Steve! Sweet! Appreciate the save there, Sweet. I was just about to say the words fishing and bass, but without the B. Kick their bass. Woody Brown, what's up, man? Welcome to the show. Anthony Ross Hansen, what's up? Well, the show, I love that emoji. Just one. Hi, Bear. Okay, so the Broncos are picked to come in last. Now, there's arguments back and forth, depending on how our team plays, about whether or not the Los Angeles Chargers could find a way to jump us and come in second and be the challenger to the Chiefs for first and for the wild card spot and so on and so forth. First, that's nonsense. To me, anyone that knows football, and I mean people I know that I know football, I'm telling you right now, and I'm not kidding about this, Jim Harbaugh is not going to win. He is not going to turn the Chargers around. He is not suddenly a brilliant coach just because of what you saw him do with the Niners, a pre-built team that he inherited and took to a couple of runs because he had a great roster. No different than Shanahan has right now. But has Shanahan won? No. He keeps getting there and then the bed. Like real bad. Like, don't nobody come in here for 35, 45 minutes. It's that bad. He just dumps all over the bed. And so if you know that about him, why would it be different now? It won't be. It won't be. The Harbaugh thing will not work. I'm looking right into the camera. I'm not hedging my bets. I'm not saying, oh, well, I get it if this or that or the other, or if the quarterback play is poor, blah, blah. No. No bet hedging. I do not hedge. Okay? Here it is. The Chargers will stink. They will still stink. There will not be hope that comes from what Harbaugh does. They're not going to suddenly see this innovative offense and go, wow, he's not going to be the reason because of an incredible adjustment he makes at halftime that they get some wins. No, they will suck. They will suck, and they will suck the whole time he's there until the very, very last season. You know why that is? Because he's good with personnel. He's good at finding talent. He's good at, moving through the league and saying, yeah, that guy can play. That guy can play. If we can get him for $3 million, bring him in. And then the guy will come in and give him 1,000 yards receiving on 65 catches. You know what I mean? But that doesn't you know what I mean? That doesn't make you a good coach. He just has a habit of building a good staff, and he knows how to see talent. So eventually, second, third, when he started to install his people, he builds a winner. You saw he did it at Michigan. It was like lose, play all right, lose, play all right, and then suddenly he had this Thunderdome badass team that was unbeaten. But that's and then you notice he immediately got out. Did you notice that? There was no word of Harbaugh wanting to go to the NFL, but the moment he won a championship, hey, anyone want to talk about the NFL? NFL? Pud foots at him! It's because you knew that you weren't going to be able to do anything moving forward with that same Michigan team except lose and lose and lose again. Like you did to Ohio State, their arch rivals, repeatedly, year after year. And then you finally got them once, and you run for the NFL. But their fans are excited about that. I just don't understand that. I realize my breakdown might not seem that fair to Harbaugh, but I have facts on my side. That's his problem, and his fans' problem. Mr. Bear, I've been too busy to follow anything. Who did you say my Steelers won't have until mid-year, and why? It's Cameron Sutton. He's one of your, I believe he's a defensive player. I didn't even really read the whole thing, but I guess because I don't like domestic violence. I don't normally report domestic violence stuff. There was like last couple of years ago, Richard Sherman, the star cornerback that used to play for the Seattle Seahawks and the 49ers. He had a domestic abuse thing, and he was kicking on the lady's door. There's video of it and all that other stuff. And the next day, when I did my next couple days after that incident, when I was doing my show, I didn't bring it up. I just, one, he was never a Raider, so I mean that's part of it. But even if he had been, I just probably wouldn't have brought it up. And not to protect him. I want to make that clear. I'm not protecting any Raiders when they do that. Any man that does anything like that to a woman is a scumbag. And I'll say that without blinking, right into the camera. If you hit women, I don't care how hard you rate her, you're a scumbag. So do not hit women. And if you take anything from the respect you have from the Raider Bear, take that with you tonight. Treat your woman, your wife, your sister, your mom like a queen. Because there's no reason not to. I was mic dropping on that one. Clark Aurelio, what's up? Welcome to the show. He is a UDFA, and honestly, Clark, he's a long shot because we have so much depth on the offensive line. But I'm sorry, anyone 6'8", 320 pounds, I want to win the job. And then when I look at tape and I see the guy, and I find out he was at Arkansas with the Razorbacks, a high-profile school, pressure didn't bother him. The guy was literally referred to with one word. They kept asking the question, refer to him in one word. And the word mauler kept coming up. Now, what does it mean when you say a mauler? A mauler is someone that he puts his hands on you and he throws you to the ground and then he holds your face down before he starts to try to ground and pound until you make no sound because you're dead. Quote Deadpool. Sorry. No, we don't want to do anything until someone's dead. I was just quoting Deadpool. But that's what he is. He's a mauler. He slams guys. It's just how he blocks. You know what I mean? And from what I saw on tape, whether it's pass or run blocking, he does it the same, which I thought was impressive. He doesn't, because in other words, a lot of offensive linemen will just backpedal, because they think, we're in the pass block. Thank God, I'm a better pass blocker because I get a second to see the defensive lineman coming at me. Whereas on a run play, you're supposed to explode out and find him. See, he prefers that. He prefers that right when the ball's snapped, he wants to get his hands on his guy in front of him and bring him to the ground. And I love that attitude. And so I'm sorry, with a coach now, like Antonio Pierce, when he sees that kid working out, I got a strong feeling that one of these other guys, that's one of our holding on to his job, right tackles, or their ilk, other offensive linemen, someone's going to lose a job they thought they had. Marvin Suarez, Bear! Tell us all about how the Raiders are going to stomp the Chiefs at Arrowhead on Black Friday, soon to be known as La Puerta Negra. Ooh, I like that. La Puerta Negra, the Black Door. That's it. That's it. That's it. Marvin wins. That's it. The Raiders defense from here on out will be known as La Puerta Negra, the Black Door. And when you come a knocking, nah, sorry, that door never opens because we slam it in your face. I'll work on that. But I like that. La Puerta Negra. That's dope. Okay, so The reason we're going to beat the Chiefs is because we're going to have a balanced offense, but more importantly, and I know some of you guys have probably already thought of this, so forgive me for bringing it up like it's this special information, but I know some of my viewers just probably haven't thought about this. But remember, guys, the Chiefs have been scouting the Raiders year by year for a long time, okay? Andy Reid, we may not like the Chiefs, but we have to be honest. Andy Reid is a genius. He really is. He can formulate an offense and take the best defense and just have them running around in circles. He really can. I mean, it's just a fact. He does that. Now, was he able to do that to the Raiders last year? We beat the Chiefs! Oh, God, that tasted good. Right when it just rolled out of my mouth. Now, having said that, we will run the ball and we will run an offense that they've never seen. See, they've never seen this offense, guys. And we're going to be running a defense that their tricks don't affect as much. Now, what is the old saying that we all love in boxing that Mike Tyson gave us so eloquently? Everyone's got a plan, and it can be a real good one. But you know what? Until you get punched in the mouth, then we'll see about that offense. See about that plan you came in. And see how effective it is when you get punched right in the mouth. You know what I mean? And when Max Crosby starts punching guys in the mouth, suddenly that timing's going to get disrupted. Guys who have to stand in the pocket won't, with their curly little tuft of hair looking like a Teletubby running around with a big ass like he does. Punts at him! Come on, be honest. You know he's one of those chubby brothers that he's like a chicken McNugget from being fat. You know what I'm saying? That guy's not in shape. He's in professional football shape. He plays. He can handle going up and down the field and so on. But I've seen that guy in more than one game. God is my witness. Look real exhausted in the fourth quarter. Real exhausted. I'm talking about like the start of the fourth quarter. You know what I mean? And it's really because Max Crosby was just running him ragged. I just wanted to let that image marinate with everybody for a moment. Little ass boy. Come here with you. Yeah, he's not a little ass. He's a big ass boy. He's a big ass boy. That one. Excuse my language. Tommy, don't take that to school with you, okay? Or I'll fly out there and spank you myself. I'm one of those parents that still believes in, corporal violence for children. I'm sorry. I'm just kidding. Stop it. I don't even have any kids anymore. They're all adults. Travis Kelly, what's up, R8RBEAR? Sorry I'm late. Was the youngest 16th birthday tonight. Well, happy birthday, youngest. And you notice I've had my bear sign that I got from my good friend Travis Kelly up since the beginning of the show. I absolutely love it. And if you look in the background right over there, that brown one that's holding a little sign in his hands, I'm thinking I'm going to try to move the couch over just a little bit and find a way to get my bear sign I just got about the bear den right over there because I love it, Travis Kelly, and I really appreciate it. Eric Jett, everyone does have faith in Aiden O'Connell, but I'll be honest with you. I've said this once before a dozen times. Among superheroes, if you had to compare Aiden O'Connell to any one of them, he's Captain America. And that's what I like about him so much. It's not flashy. It's not because he has the biggest arm. It's not because he's the fastest. He doesn't Hulk smash. He can't fly. He doesn't shoot missiles like Iron Man. But he always gets the job done. Always. And the enemies fear him. And they will fear AOC in this offense. I believe that. Because it's going to look a lot like what Purdue's offense looked like. And don't forget, guys, we have the tight end attack of the century. And it's happening. Those guys are coming together. Michael Mayer, Brock Bowers are going to be the two best tight ends in football, period. Because the offense is just going to get them open over and over again. And you can make arguments. You could say to yourself, well, this tight end with the Ravens is really, really good. And the tight end with the Jets is really, really good. And that would be true. But our offense is going to get those guys open on so many plays. So many plays, guys. And Brock Bowers is looked at as the same way we look at Devontae Adams. And I realize that might surprise some of you, but it's true. There's a 1A in Devontae Adams, but the 1B is without question Brock Bowers. That is now the number 2 by this much offensive weapon of attack for the way we're going to play. Just remember I said that, because I promise you, you're going to see so many routes where they come into the middle of a nickel defense. He's going to cut inside and run a skinny post, and then the ball's just going to come right over the top of those linebackers and defensive backs, and it's going to drop right into Michael Mayer and Brock Bauer over and over and over. And when they start to think they're going to do something about that, Zamir White, Alexander Madison, ripping up yards. And then let's say you just want to give both of them a rest. You bring in Amir Abdullah, you lose nothing. The guy can catch out of the backfield. In fact, all three men have substantial seasons where they caught the ball out of the backfield as a receiver. So it's on. It's on. So we're just going to be so good. I'm super excited. I just think we have to get right tackle right. That's all. One of the scouts, well, more than one, predicted us to only win 9 games. I thought that was insulting. I really did. Just considering what we've done and what we've added, how much we've done with the roster. You know, Tom Telesco coming in and having a fantastic draft, and you come right out with this pedestrian opinion of, you know, because they weren't good last year, so they won't be good this year. Do your homework, guys. How about left tackle? I saw you post something about Colton Miller might not be ready to go. I remember we talked about this on a prior show, and the feeling was that he would be able to come back stronger. What happened? What happened is for some reason, and I'm quoting the Raiders, okay? I want everyone to understand. This is not my opinion. I'm not giving you my thoughts. This is quoting the Raiders press people, okay? They said, and I quote, Colton Miller is working on another injury. And then he made a point of saying, or, is rehabbing another injury. And then he made a point of saying that this is not cause for alarm. It's the equivalent of like a twisted ankle. So everybody kind of just dropped it and the press moved on. And I thought that was stupid. We already had the guy obviously miss a substantial amount of last year. And whenever you're one of your best, if not your best players does that, you have great concern. And they just don't want us to have concern. But I have concern because I just don't understand how he could be in rehab and get another injury. He didn't play. You know what I mean? And yet somehow between the end of last season and coming into camp this year, he has something else. You know, and I'm sure I'm sure it was just something innocent. He was probably working out at some former school or with friends or something. You know, maybe he twisted something. Maybe he rode a dirt bike and fell off. I don't know. They're not saying. That's the thing. They're not saying. And the press pushed. And they're not saying. And I don't understand that. Louis Hallman, Bear! I hope the Bowers and Meyer both play and confuse the hell out of teams, especially the Chiefs. Louis, it won't necessarily just be confusion. Guys, we have to remember, these are two of the best physical specimens playing that position that have come out in 10 years. So they can outrun linebackers. They can out-physical safeties and defensive backs. We have two guys at tight end that you could argue are 1 and 1A of the best in the NFL right now. Because I don't care what other tight end you give me, either one of our guys, if they get solid quarterback play out of Aiden O'Connell, our tight ends can slay anybody and measure their stats up against anybody in the league, in my opinion. Bear, even though he said that on camera, I'm still feeling very leery because he said on camera that the Raiders will be keeping Josh Jacobs and Josh is gone. Well, but see, the difference, Corinna, and that's a great point, but the difference, Corinna, is that Josh Jacobs, at the point when we were having our final negotiations with him, had already made up his mind he was leaving. He has now since said that. And he has also since said, since joining the Packers, that unless we blew him away, he wasn't, I don't mean this to rhyme, it's going to rhyme again. I'm starting to sound like Jesse Jackson. But he said unless they blew his mind, it wasn't going to change his mind unless they hit him with, like a huge extension and really, came out like, Green Bay did. And, obviously we didn't. So he was gone. Chito Aguinaga Gonzalez. What's up, man? Welcome to the show. Sorry I butchered your name. I'm going to post your comment just because I butchered your name so bad. We're going to go 4-2 versus the AFC West this year. I had us going 5-1. I'll be honest with you. I appreciate that. I think 4-2 is probably more realistic, but I have 5-1. I don't think the Chiefs are going to handle us, and I don't think I started to say San Diego again. Sorry. I don't think the Chiefs are going to be able to handle us, and I don't think the Los Angeles Chargers are going to be able to handle us. The Chargers defense is horrible. Horrible. I mean, I would just tell you after the show, just Google the Chargers defense and see what comes up, and I'm telling you, it's crazy. They're not good. And Harbaugh is kind of a defensive coach. He will come in and get a hold of that, but not right from jump. There's no way. Oh, you guys see my necklace? My chain, I should say. My R8RBEAR family chain. Check this out. Yeah, and I still have a few more. So inbox me if you're interested. I've still got a couple more. I'm probably going to end up buying more just because I know I've already, like that particular one is taken. I already have someone that paid me, and I'm getting ready to send that one out. And I have two more like that. Two more I'm sending out. I got another one already wrapped up. It's going in the mail tomorrow. So I think that means I'll be down to two. So if you're interested, let me know. And I can't say my price on air, but it's the lowest I've ever charged for it. Stephanie Moreno, what's up? Welcome to the show, girl. Appreciate my Raiderettes always checking in. Marvin Suarez, just because you gave me a good one earlier, I'm going to read yours again. I root for two teams during the season, the Raiders and whoever else is looking to knock the soul glow off of Patty McCakes and the Swifties. I heard some Raider fans today saying that we shouldn't take so much joy out of Travis Kelce admitting on camera that the Raiders ruined their first Christmas together, because you know they're still dating, and this was their first Christmas. And basically he said he was pouting the whole time because he was just mad still about the Raiders kicking the hell out of him. And then he went on and said, you know, we don't play like that. He was honest. He said, we don't play like that. The Raiders played like we owed them money. Raiders! Putting foots in ya! How'd you like that, Travis? Or not like that, I should say. I loved it. I'm celebrating. I celebrate it often. Justin King, my heavyweight champion of the world. What's up, brother? Welcome to the show as always. Michael Guerrero says, great show, R8RBEAR. I appreciate the love, Naked Raider. I hope you're dressed. Miguel Garcia says 15-2. No, we're not that good. We're not that good. We're good, but we're not that good. Not yet. You got to remember, we're gonna lose a game or two that we shouldn't lose. So I'm just saying right into the camera, you know, I'm just, you guys know me. I'm honest. I don't want to sugarcoat things. I don't want you to, I feel like sometimes I'm like the grandfather of Raider Nation, trying to get, you know, just the right mentality of how you should feel about this season. I think we should all be optimistic about this season. I think that this team is good enough on defense with a question mark on offense, that if the offense can just kick in, and let's say the offense comes in 12th place in the league, okay, or 17th. If they can get somewhere in that window, we know the defense is going to be great. So if the defense is great, and the offense can get somewhere into the mid part of the league as far as top offenses, we're talking about the playoffs and a Super Bowl. But, you know, can the offense do that? That's the problem, is that no matter how confident we may be, I'm confident in AOC, but I can't say that I can give you a strong argument. It's mostly just belief in the kid's pedigree and what I saw from him at Purdue. There were times where they were slowing down the video, which I thought was amazing. And I know obviously we see slowed down video all the time, but in the case of AOC, it made you see who he is. He's a pocket guy that has absolute courage, that will not draw away if he's going to get hit. If he sees he's got a guy open downfield and he's got to let it go, he's going to take that hit. And he's going to get up, he's going to dust himself off because he's a naturally big guy. You know, he's got that Luka Doncic kind of frame, you know, just right on the verge of chubby. But, you know, that gives you a little cushion. You know, guys like that tend not to get injured as much because they just keep that a hard fit, you know, just like an offensive lineman. You know, they don't have abs, but they're as fit as the next guy because they run up and down the field all game. Alexa, resume! I love ending my show like that now. That's like how I do it. It's like how you know we're there. All right, that's my show. Much love. Shout out to our armed forces, Army, Navy, Air Force, Marines, National Guard, Space Force. For all you do, the energy and love of this show is dedicated to your sacrifice active and veteran. Much love. My YouTubers, please click on that bell so you get your subscriptions and all that stuff, and I get more viewers. Much love, and I'll see you soon. R8RBEAR family page. Hey!